realize I wasn't talking. I was just kind of focused. I hope everyone out there is doing good and having a good day. My day so far has been okay. I got some stuff done. Sadly, I'm running out of food. Just, small stuff like laundry, detergent, all that. So, I'm gonna have to. Let me see, what's today? Good. I'm gonna have to go food shopping soon. I guess I could just order it if I wanted to, like get it delivered. But I'd rather, just go there and see what they have. So I know for a fact I can get what I want and all that, obviously. How do I want to lay this out? There, I want thing. Think. Yeah, okay. 2, 3. I know yesterday there was a thrilling conversation with basically myself about Harry Potter, and I was trying to remember a lot of the big juicy details they skipped in the movies. And do it like that. Okay. And I think I got as far as Deathly Hallows Part 2. But then, later thinking about it, I realized I just missed so much of the story, which goes to tell you, there's a lot in those books. And there's still more, even. I think they're coming out with, another, it's like a series of stories from Pottermore. Which, I probably won't read them myself. But, if you're into that, why not? I see J.K. Rowling as, this might be controversial, because obviously she's done some pretty horrible stuff, but I kind of see her in the same way that people see Chick-fil-A, where people who are LGBT, QIA, they know who Chick-fil-A has donated to. They know about how they feel, and I mean that might have changed, but for a long, I don't eat at Chick-fil-A. I particularly just don't care for their food. Um, that peach milkshake's good. That's about it, honestly. Uh, but you have people who kind of look past that because they just like the food so much. And I feel like it's the same thing with J.K. Rowling, where people kind of look past all the transphobia and all that stuff, and now there's a possibility she might be going to jail because of it, which, what? If I don't want to say if that's good or not, but it's one of those things where just be careful what you say, because it can bite you really hard. Okay, I might make this one thing smaller. I wanted to put like a tiny little like couch and like a old TV right here. I think that would look kind of nice. So let me there. Let me see how that looks. Actually, I have an idea. Hopefully it works. So when I was a kid, I grew up in a pretty Christian household, but it was my parents weren't super lenient, but it wasn't like the strictest. Like I had some, like some freedom in a way. So one of those was I was able to. This happened a few times, so I'll just say I was able to watch Harry Potter, and I used to read them, and I used to love reading the books. I would always have a Harry Potter book to read because they're big books, and you can maybe I'd like read them within like a week. But I was also a big gamer, and I didn't really have access to internet, so cable TV was my like Nickelodeon, all that stuff were my things, and I used to play Sims on the family computer, and because I needed something, I would have. What am I looking for? I would have in the background Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix playing. I wish that was. I wish we had like the two thing version of this. So how would it be? It was like I would be at the desk, and the desk is kind of like facing outward, so you're not like pushed up against the wall because it's a giant. I'm using it right now. It's a giant old school wooden like desk you would see at some like a CEO's like office in some building. And then beyond that would be the TV. And it was an old, like, one of those fat TVs, probably like, a little bit smaller than a 30 inch, I want to say. And it had like a DVD player. and we didn't have cable up, in the office at the time. So I would just put it on repeat while I'm building or just doing, just whatever. That would look nice there. Just doing whatever. And then one day, my mom picked me up from school, and she, do I, oh, the colors in this game. And she was like, Dan, I want to let you know. Oh, yeah, that's my name. Just, sorry. She was like, I want to let you know that we took away all the movies and all your books, Harry Potter, because we think you're becoming too obsessed. Because I think at that point, I guess they thought I was just like incessantly watching it, and I wasn't really using it for background noise. And it's one of those things to this day that I still haven't forgiven them for. I mean, eventually I got it back because, I'll just read it in school and I wouldn't take it out of my, thing. My, backpack. But, who cares if, if you think your kid's obsessed with, reading a book? It's reading a book. Calm down. I mean, of course, obviously, it depends on the book. What do you got? I really don't care for that. Another time was... okay. Right there. I used to watch Scrubs. It's such a good show. Fun fact, it's the only... There's so many medical shows out there. I think, if I remember correctly, the writers or somebody who worked on that show was friends with actual medical professionals, and they would get their input. So everything that happened in that show is medically accurate. So you could watch an episode where somebody, I think there's that one episode where they recreate the medieval times and they have to find the gold ring, and it's Dr. Cox telling his son a bedtime story. Sure. And in the end, they swap back and forth between what's going on in the fantasy and reality, and the whole thing was at the end they found a gold ring around the woman's eye, which symbolized I forget, something about kidneys maybe, and that's something that can actually happen. So I was watching that, and it usually would come on at 7 where I lived, and at that point it was after dinner and everything, obviously, and my mom came in, and I guess it was at one part, it was some part where they're talking about something more adult or something. It's like a PG-13 show. There's never any nudity. There was backless shots and whatever. And she just gets really upset, and she's like, "Oh, turn that off," just really. And me and her have this huge fight. And then she does this thing where I think all parents do it, where it's they assert their dominance or something. Where she was like, we're watching TV together or something. Why can't I? Am I? Oh, okay. I know why. It's a end piece. Okay, whatever. And we just fought the entire night. Later, I don't know why, she bought like the first 6 seasons of Scrubs at a yard sale, and we ended up watching it together, and she loved the show. Um, and like maybe at that point she thought I was old enough. It wasn't even that long afterwards uh, that this happened, which made it even weirder. Let me see what else. What else was my parents' weirdness about TV? Oh, okay, so here's two good ones about my childhood, and I'm gonna age myself with this. Um, I was not allowed to watch Rugrats, and it was one of those things where even as a kid, I was like, I'm watching it. I don't care. It's it's Rugrats. What do you wanna? Does that look dumb? No, it doesn't. I don't care. Whatever. Um, yeah. And basically, that all just got shot out the window when I was just watching it one day. It was Saturday morning. Saturday morning cartoons, and my dad was watch on the couch. I was like, watching on the floor eating cereal, and my dad was like, "What show is this?" I was like, "Huh?" He was like, "What show is this?" Kind of like it's cute, because I'm like, "Oh, it's Rugrats." He was like, "This is Rugrats?" And I was like, "Well, yeah. Like, what did you think Rugrats was?" And he was like, "I don't know. Just by the name alone, I thought it was something really bad." And I was like, "No, it's talking babies." And he was like, "Oh, I see." And that pretty much like sealed the deal there with that. Um, I so oh no, I was how old was I? I was like in kindergarten or first grade when Pokemon started coming out, and for a little bit, I was, like every kid, I was really into it. But I think my parents got hooked up into the like Pokemon is like devil worship or something like that. And I wasn't allowed to watch it. Even though I still I snuck around and watched it here and there. But like to this day, it's not. eh, Like I don't love the show. I don't love the games. I'm not a Digimon person either. I'm less of a Digimon person than that. For those who want to know, my thing and what I was allowed to watch was Yu-Gi-Oh. Let that sink in for a second. I know this, I know there's more I can do here. I'm just gonna leave it right now. 'Cause I want to just get all the big stuff, I guess. I was allowed to watch Yu-Gi-Oh, and of course I watched the 4 Kids dub, which I want to go on record and say, yes, 4 Kids was trash when it came to censorship. And I know from seeing, like, watching panels and just, being online, a lot of the creators, not creators, like the people who were, like, I guess, dubbing the shows and localizing it, were not happy with how much 4Kids wanted to change. But it was like, do that, or you can just, get the F out. And, people have, like, they have jobs so they can support their families and stuff, so you can't. Some people, it's not easy for them to do that, just pick up and leave. And at the end of the day, they were still doing something, because for a lot of kids, 4Kids was their first introduction to anime. And I think for Yu-Gi-Oh, that's probably the best censorship they did. There were some weird things, like with when Merrick was going to, he's gonna, what's the guy, Ishtar, I think? The bald guy with the half tattoo on his face. And he's gonna, like, stab him. Like, they basically they censored, they just, like, removed this, like, the blade. So, the way Merrick's holding it is just super weird. And even as a kid, I noticed that. I was like, why did it look like that? I'm gonna do something wild here. Hell yeah. Look at that. People say My First Pet Step is bad, but, look at that thing. We don't have good enough aquariums. The best aquarium that they ever had was in The Sims 1, where it was like 4 tiles and just floor to ceiling. Massive. Like, and I'm surprised we don't have anything like that in this game, since they love just making stuff so oversized for no reason. Okay. Yeah, but anyway. With the Japanese original of Yu-Gi-Oh, there isn't any Shadow Realm. It's just, you lose the game, you die. And that seems very just boring to me. I mean, it's anime. It's like the place to go where you can be creative. And I think, ooh, sure, why not? And I think, okay, the aspect of, like, a Shadow Realm where you're trapped in, like, this void. Oh, hello, Kroos. How are you doing? Can you hear me okay? Sorry for the static. How was your day? Was traffic any better? I think I asked you this before. How far is your drive from your work to your house? Oh, that looks so much better. 2 hours? Is that that's just one way, is it? Okay, let's see. So I decided to get a dog. These. Right there. Okay. There we go. I have been very tired today, and I have no idea what to put here, though. I don't know. And I thought about getting some iced coffee, but for some reason lately, that stuff really keeps me up. And it never was like that before. Whereas like I could drink like 3 cups of iced coffee, like large, like Dunkin', you know, like those big things, and I could still sleep. But now I drink like one, and I'm like wired. Which like I'm not even wired. I just can't sleep. So okay. This is what always happens. I get kind of just complacent and bored with something, and it's like I don't want to finish this, but I must, and I shall. Oh, do I? I don't even notice that. Yeah, they're getting back to the conversation. Um, to me, I just think Shadow Realm is a lot of a cooler concept than just plain old dying. And oddly enough, my favorite season of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is when I get trapped in the virtual world. Because I think at that point I was just kind of... I'm trying to think. So, you used to be able to watch Yu-Gi-Oh! On 4Kids or like WB or whatever it was, where like new episodes would be. And then Cartoon Network would re-air old episodes. And they would get up to a certain point. And I think it got to the point where I was like, it seems like the Battle City tournament and everything with Merrick was just going on forever. And the season where they get trapped in the virtual world is, I think that's like an American like filler season, because they kind of caught up, or I forget exactly what the deal was. I have an idea. Yeah, I think it was just nice to get away from that for a little bit. And then we got back to it, and like everyone else, I agree that Joey should have won against Merrick, but obviously Yugi is the hero, so they had to have him win. Oh, goodness. And then as a kid, I was super bad with like change in TV times. 'Cause I think after Battle City and all that stuff, and they defeated Merrick and all that, I know this show continued, but I just dropped it after that. And I've seen a little bit here and there. Like, I will say anything, hopefully good news. And I'm assuming, do you mean like hospital or like vet? Like people hospital, like animal hospital. Oh. How's the baby girl doing? Is she a girl? I don't know, I just assumed. Oh, that's good. Gotcha. Have they given you like any rules yet? Like, like she can't go on walks or anything, or. I'm not sure if I asked. How old is she? Yeah. Really? Oh, okay. Good for her. My dog just turned either 12 or 13, and right now she's the record holder of like longest lived, and she's still doing fine. She's over there just snoring. Oh, do you have mom and daughter? What am I doing here? Oh, Jesus. Oh. Have you had her for the? Oh, nice. Have you had her for the like 16? Like, have you had her since a puppy, or did you get her like later? Oh, I still need a toilet in here. Jesus. Oops. There. Okay, so you've had her for a long time. I think mine I've had maybe since she was like 8 or 9 months. So a little bit, less than yours, but still a lot. How old are the two? Are they still puppies? The daughters? Oh, okay. All the dogs I've had don't have that kind of story, I guess you can say. Um, I mean, if you want to, I could talk about my dogs. That's as people like us, we do enjoy talking about animals, both two and four legged. Do I? Yes. Okay. Okay. I think the youngest I ever like been near a dog was maybe like 3 months. Like, I've never. I don't even think I've been around a pregnant dog, to be honest. Like in person, I've seen them obviously, but oh, got rid of the news. Yeah, so far in my life, I have had 4 dogs. They've all have been rescues. The first one was I was in summer going to 4th grade. Oh, okay, 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 gotcha. Yeah, I got my first dog. It was a lab pit bull. She lived until she was like 12. Um, the second one we got the next day we all got from the south. So like I'm in northern New Jersey. I'm in North America, like like northern of the states. Like I live near like Pennsylvania, New York. Ooh, big day for me. I got my first spam message. How fun. Eh, I won't ban him yet. Although just say you got restricted. So, but yeah. Um, so in America, because I know you don't live in America, United States, if you want to be technical. Um, how the North and how the South treat pets is somewhat different. Where you could go to the South and you could find a lot of strays, like a lot more than you do up north. And it's more like people just like they let their dogs wander and like the dog. It's more of like I don't say liberal area, but it's just something. I don't know how to say it. But because of that, obviously there's a lot of like actual strays that get out, and like dogs make babies. So there's programs that they bring dogs for adoption up here, where like in my area. And the first one my parents got was a dog named Hope, who was a not German Shepherd, Golden Retriever Lab mix, and she was it's gonna be a little, it's gonna get a little like heavy. She was tied to a tree with like very little human contact for 5 years. Um, but my parents got her. Looking back, we probably weren't the best family for her because she needed somebody who could deal with that kind of stuff with a dog. But we did our best with her, um, and eventually we got the dog I have now. Her name is Katie, and she's a lab beagle. We got her as a puppy, and we were kind of hoping she would, like bring out Hope a little bit and make her just more dog, like, I guess. And it did help for a little bit. Um, and then, not to bring it down, but one night, Hope just died. I remember it clearly. It's one of those things that etched into my head. Oh, that's huge. Wow. I was going to bed. My mom was going into the room to watch TV because she couldn't sleep. It was like 2 a.m. And she asked, like, "Do you want to watch any TV?" I was like, "No, actually, I'm getting really tired." So I went to bed, and do I like this one? I use that over there to just let you in the hallway in my parents' house or my house. My bedroom is right across the hallway from my mom's bedroom, my parents, and that's where like the dogs would sleep. And ooh, wait a okay, clips right there a tiny bit into the platform, but whatever. Looks nice. I can just. What am I doing? But anyway, I was woken up by my mom. She opened my door, and she was pretty much like, "Oh my God, she's dying," like in a panic. And at the time, my aunt, my on my dad's side, was like she was dying of cancer. And at first, I thought it was her, but we're not we're not close enough to them to warrant that reaction. Like we're close, but not that. So I go in. So I wake up because and I go into my parents' room, and just on the floor is Hope. I don't know how to describe it, but or at least I don't know how to describe it without it like being very upsetting. But like it wasn't a pretty picture. There was no there was no blood or anything like that. It just it didn't look pleasant, and there was no warning signs. There was nothing whatsoever. Um, so it was 2 a.m. So we had to kind of just like my dad put a blanket on her, um, and also she wasn't. We just kind of watched her die. My dad put a blanket over her. We all just kind of stayed up for the rest of the night because we couldn't really sleep. And then at 8 a.m. when the vet opened, me and my dad just took her, and like they cremated her and everything. My parents didn't get any autopsy. My parents didn't get an autopsy. But I think later I was talking to somebody and they said most likely what happened was she had a stroke. Um, so yeah, that sucked. And then like I think a little bit after that we got a purebred blonde beagle that my mom named Jenna, and basically that was just to give Katie a friend. And Jenna, We see Hope died when I would say like Katie was maybe like 2, and we got Jenna right after. And I think Jenna passed away last, not June of last year. She had cancer, and she had a cancer growth that like grew twice the size in like 2 weeks, and we just was like, let's just it's not worth put her through suffering and trying. So I'm here with my one dog, and she is doing fine. Although I have to take her to the vet soon to get her rabies and stuff. May I ask what happened, if you're comfortable talking about it? Or if you want to like talk later on like on Telegram so it's not, so public. And that's just my dogs. I had like roommates and stuff, so and oh, kidney, okay. Yeah, everything in my family is always well, besides Hope, is cancer related. 99% of the time. Oh, I am doing horrible at keeping focused. Oh, I don't. No, this is very heavy to talk about, but like my mom passed like 2 months ago. Um, Basically, she had in a sense the same thing, where I mean it was due to cancer and like tumors, but there was a tumor that was pressing on, I guess, the tube from like the kidneys go to the bladder. So all that like toxic stuff that usually like leaves with like pee wasn't able to get out. Um, and pretty much that's what I think, like, because they told us, like, mom, they gave her, like, options, but it was all very temporary fixes. And while on paper it doesn't say she died of cancer, which that's what she didn't want, it's basically had to do with her kidneys and, like, the toxins and the poison that kind of it wasn't able to escape from her. Uh, so, yeah. I will say, I know it's a very hard subject, but I find talking about death is so interesting because there are thousands of ways people talk about it and process it. And let me see. Here we go. Oh, I'm sorry to hear. Was he? I know you told me your what kind of dog you have now, but was he the same kind of dog? Was he a different breed? Right now, the one I have right now is looking at me because she wants to go out, but it's not time for her to go out yet. Little Foxy. Oh, okay. I just realized that when you said that. Um, I think I have learned that stuff like that can happen a lot. Where like it just seems like there is a time of year, or like there's like a month where something bad will happen. And for me, for my family, it's September. Um, because I think like September 8 got you. Okay. Yeah, September 18th is not in the same year, but on the same day. My grandfather, my uncle, my dad, and my uncle on my dad's side, my dad's brother, my dad and my aunt, my mom's sister, all died on the exact same day. Like I said, but just different years. So now what we do is, um, on that day, and I'm pretty sure this year we'll include my mom, even though she didn't actually die on that day. All of us go out to eat, and we just celebrate them. Yes, September 18th. 18th to the 19th. Jesus, I should know that. It's one of those days. But I think it's the 18th because I remember that's when my mom called me about my dad, and also when I was working that Sunday last year when my aunt died. I could look it up, but I don't feel like doing that. Well, happy early birthday to them. My family. In your family, do you guys have like a birth month where it seems like more people are just born that month? With me, it's December. Like I share my birthday with 6 other relatives, which really sucks. Goodness, I don't. There we go. Yeah, mine's on the 23rd. But I think you already knew. I think you already probably knew that. Okay, so we're the opposite then. Oh, well, happy birthday to your mom. My mom's birthday it was March 16th. Ooh, what are you gonna make her? I'm all about talking about food. Yes. And my dad's birthday is was June 30th. And I always remember that because... Oh, nice. In America, we have Father's Day 2 weeks before my dad's birthday. So he gets both of his, like, holidays just pretty much in the same month. I'm still not sure what I want to do with it. This might be the master bedroom, and then I might do 2 separate bedrooms. But also, this one does have a balcony, and I don't know who I'll give that to. Ooh, nice. Gotcha. Um, all but one of my dogs, at least. No, all my dogs have at least a pattern. We've had Lab Pit Bull, Lab Retriever, Lab Beagle, Beagle. So there's some coherency in that. Which I guess, no, never mind. I was gonna ask. Sometimes I forget about really stupid stuff, and I was gonna ask you in your VN because I know, like, I was like, would you ever put like domesticated like dog breeds? And I was like, no, Goliath, or however you say it. Because I was just thinking about like Jake and Ian. Actually, what species is Jake? Is he is he supposed to be like a husky? Or is he like a wolf? If you give him one, you should give him one with the exact same colors of his face. I think that'd be kind of funny. Got you. Okay, so you're the wolf. Okay. I will need to brush up on my knowledge because I feel like I'm getting rusty. Ooh, so far. So, oh, and also there's Ralph. I forgot. Oh my goodness. What's I guess Ian I'm not gonna stop talking. I'm just remembering all these characters that I should know better about. What's what's Ian? If I'm remembering correctly, right? Yeah. What's he supposed to be? Yeah, I was about to be like, oh, you should add more dogs to the VN and not, like we don't talk about, Ralph or Robert on like a daily basis. Oh, what am I looking for? Okay. I wouldn't have guessed that. I will say I do like how like a lot of your species are like use like common stuff so people can like get to know them, but you don't use like it's not the same stuff. Like you always have a little bit of uniqueness in your characters. I know Ralph is a bulldog, right? I think, and it's like you don't really see those that often. Oh, should I just do plant? I'll do plant. Why not? Oh, right. I was trying to, cause obviously I can't bring up the character list right now, so I'm kind of going off my memory. Would you um would you do any like long ear dogs? Cause I know like all of them are more on the short. Besides like Galat, like all like most of them have like the more like short like pointy ears. Oh, I am running out of ideas right now, which really sucks. Cause I still want to keep streaming. Ooh, I know what we can do. Since you're the only person here, um, I'm gonna save this, and we are going to. Ooh, you could. Honestly, I think a mastiff would be great. I know you can have. There's this one picture I saw of like a Tibetan mastiff. It's old, and he looks like a little lion. Um. Oh, I did not want to do that. Have you ever thought about I'm about to say this, and you were like, no, this character is that. Have you ever thought about like a food dog? Cause I know you're not, with Ben and Angel and Northern and everybody, you're not, against more mythical creatures. There's an Italian Mastiff? Huh, the more I know. Oh, Jesus. Let me turn that down for a second. For a while I've been thinking about making myself another character. A food dog. Or like I think that's what it's called. It's like like the Chinese like lion statues. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. I've been thinking about making oh, is it? Okay. A new character that's a food dog and an Eastern Dragon like hybrid. But I'm still really working on the kinks for that one. Didn't you say, I know we talked about it, didn't you say that you wanted to maybe do a griffin? Or did I imagine that? Yeah, okay, I guess I imagined it then. Oh yeah, I think, if I remember correctly, I know you talked about, I want to say an owl, maybe. Um, I mean, hopefully, I like owls. They're one of my favorite species. And I could see one being, like the way I picture now is as serious looking as Tommy. Because I know Tommy isn't super serious. But a goofball on a level of, like, Jesus, of like Robert or Galad, or I don't know what kind of things they have here. Hmm. Yeah, this doesn't even matter. I'm gonna look at this stuff. Yeah, yeah, I know, I know. I thought I got rid of everything. There we go. Just so they can be a little. Alright. Unfortunately, yeah, wait, you have too much fun with the emotes, I'll say that. Not that I mind. Unfortunately, my dog is freaking out right now because she has to go out. And I need to get something in my stomach. So, um, if you want to continue this conversation, Chris, on Telegram, I will be more than happy to. And I'm always more than happy to talk to you. But I will see. Come on. Okay, good. Nothing there. I had this one mod that really buffed them out, but I had to get rid of it because it was getting rid of too much stuff. There we go. A little bit of a booby. Alright. I will be on sometime tomorrow. Up to you if you want to come, and chat and hang out. But I will talk to you later. So, yeah. Peace out.